Welcome back to Open BXRx. Amazon has been under fire recently for the firing of an employee who decided to hold a strike against the company. What are Amazon employees demanding, and what was the reason for his firing? Here to tell us more is former Amazon employee and the organizer of the recent Amazon strike, Chris Smalls. Chris, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Can we just start out by saying where you're from in New York, how long you were working at Amazon, and what the experience was like before all this?
Well, sure. I'm actually from New Jersey. I love New York though. I'm from Hackensack, New Jersey. I've been with the company 5 years. I opened up three major buildings. New Jersey was first, Connecticut was second, New York was my last one. And how this whole situation transpired. Basically, as you know, we're dealing with a crisis, a pandemic across America, across the globe. I started noticing people get sick in the warehouse weeks ago. I tried to be proactive instead of reactive. I escalated it to the HR team. I warned them like something's wrong here. My associates are getting sick. They're being dizzy. They're lightheaded. They're fatigued. They're vomiting. It was bad. It was a scary situation, and I decided to take action. You want to ask some questions, but I could just keep talking.
What were the demands of the strike? The strike that you organized?
Right. So the strike was basically for the people that are at home right now that's not being paid. There's people with underlying health conditions, asthma, bronchitis, lupus. There's women that are pregnant. There's women that have infant kids. They can't come to work. There's senior citizens that we have. They can't come to work. They're at home, myself included. I was unpaid for quite a while. I took money out of my 401k to get by because I didn't want to come to work. They're scared. So I want to be a voice for them, and let the company realize what they're doing to people right now. It's not right. It's inhumane. So, yeah, my demands is that they be paid. Everybody should be paid for the time they had to take off for the entire month. And all we really wanted was the building to be closed down and sanitized, just like the building that closed down in Queens. We wanted the same thing. What is the difference? I don't understand what the difference was. So
Right.
that's why I took a stance.
And now, Chris, Amazon claims that the reason for your firing was, quote, for violating social distancing guidelines. What are your thoughts behind this reasoning?
Thank God I did it, because if I didn't do it, more people would have been at risk. My colleague tested positive. I had a conversation with her Tuesday morning. She'd been in the building for 10 hours the previous days. What about all those people? What about the people that are working there right now that don't know who's tested positive in the building? They're not being transparent. I only had a conversation with her for less than 5 minutes just to send her home. If I didn't come to work that day, guess what? She would have been there another 2 days. So I didn't put the company at risk. I didn't put anybody else at risk because I didn't know, number one, but they did that. The company did that. Their policies is flawed. The way the policy work is that you don't get paid quarantine leave, number one, until you contract the virus. Which is crazy. You got to catch the virus to get paid. And the only way you get your quarantine pay is you got to get the confirmation from the doctors to the HR department. So good luck trying to do that in a number of days. It's impossible right now. She didn't get the letter in until Thursday morning. So she had the window of opportunity to actually return to work with the virus if she wanted to. But thank God I sent her home. So they could put it on me. I don't really care. I don't know who's their medical expertise that's quarantine people that came in contact with. What is the definition of that? But why only me and not everybody else? Those are the questions that need to be answered.
And Chris, when you organized the strike, did you think that you would get fired? Was that in your mind?
I thought about it, but at that point I was already in, I put my career on the line. It cost me my career, but I'll do it a million times. I don't care. I don't want to work for a company that don't care about people.
And now Mayor Bill DeBlasio is now investigating your firing. What do you think he will find, in your opinion?
He'll find a whole bunch of shadiness and flaws. As you can see, this was a cry for help, and the company's response is to terminate me. They're hiding something. They're hiding a lot of things. I had an interview last night with Chris Haynes live on TV. As soon as my interview was over, guess what the company did? They sent out a mass text to everybody in the building saying there's 3 more cases
Oh my.
right at the same time, the same exact time my interview ended, because I exposed them last night. I told them there's no transparency about how many cases that building has. So they tried to cover their ass. Excuse my language. They sent out a mass text right then and there. I put it up on my page. There's nothing up for me to hide. If I really came in contact with people and put people at risk, they had my full consent to release the video of what I'd done the entire week. I sat in the main break room in the cafeteria, peacefully, 6 feet away from everybody, for 8 hours a day, spreading awareness off the clock. I wasn't getting paid for that. I did it just because I felt like it was right.
And I still see Amazon delivering packages. Are you all being provided protective gear in any way to deliver and work at the warehouse and on the streets? Like, how is that working at Amazon?
Absolutely not. You got to think about it. Even the medical field don't have PPE. The first responders, the doctors, the nurses. What makes you think the retail company gonna have PPE? There's 500,000 employees for Amazon. Um, we don't have the PPE. We don't have the proper mask. We don't have no mask. We don't have gloves. This is a retail industry. And that's the problem. Jeff Bezos and all these VPs and regionals and people, spokespeople, they keep comparing us to a medical field. My job description said have a high school diploma, a GED, and lift 50 pounds. It did not say work during a pandemic and put your life on the line for a virus that you don't have a cure for. I didn't sign up for that. So stop comparing us to the Red Cross. Stop calling us heroes. We're not heroes. We're regular people. That's the problem right there. They're trying to think that we're doing good for the community, which we are in a sense, but what good are we if we're carriers of the virus?
Mm.
What are we're coming home to our families.
And
So,
now, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
are you good?
Do you have a message for like other Amazon workers and also companies like Amazon for like how they can work through all this?
Take the power back. You'll see the revolution. I started a revolution. Trust me. I'm getting calls from buildings all over the nation right now. I'm supporting them. There's walkouts as we speak. They're going to see we're taking the power back. And if they don't answer our call, then we're going to take the power back and their pockets is going to hurt. The millions of dollars that they're making off of us, they're not going to see those. And I hope it happens. You want to practice real social distancing? Stop clicking the button, America. Stop clicking the button. You might save lives.
And what's next for you, Chris, after all this?
I have no idea. I'm unemployed. I have faith in God. I miss my kids. I haven't seen my kids in 2 months. Because of this. So I don't know what's next. All I know is short term, I'm fighting for the people that's still in those buildings. I'm going to continue to fight.
Thank you so much, Chris, for your time, and thanks for joining us.
No problem. Take care. Y'all be safe.
You as well. Open BXRx will be right back.